see, this Canada is for me, and I'm going there in the mighty name of Jesus. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Agoziem here. I've been trying to understand the whole viewfinder thing. If I'm looking at my phone lens, when I upload the video, it's now looking as if I'm not looking at you people. Please, I don't have a problem with looking at people in their eyes, eyeball to eyeball, but I just don't know how to do that with my phone camera. But that's by the way. My name is Chiagozim, and if this is your first time of stopping by on my channel, please don't make it your last. On this channel, I share videos, I share content about moving to Canada, lifestyle, life as an international student in Canada. And if this is the kind of content you're looking for, please do not hesitate to subscribe to my channel. Please help me grow, and thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. Like, I am so happy that you guys are loving my content, and I love the feedback so far, and the feedback just keep me going. It keep making me they keep making me, you know, to feel like creating content, and you know, coming out of my really tight schedule as a nursing student to create content for YouTube. And I'm so happy about that. So today's video was highly requested, like in the comment section of my last video, and also like in my DM on Instagram. People kept on asking me, oh, what document did you upload? What document did you give your agent? Because like I said, I used an agent for my visa processing. So what document did you provide for your agent to upload during your study permit application process? So in this video, I'm going to be answering that question. I'm going to be telling you guys all the documents I submitted, and I'm also going to go in detail to break it down to tell you guys actually like what each document means. For the documents that are not so common out there, I'm going to like break it down, okay, so everybody will understand. I'll carry everybody along, and any documents I mentioned in this video that is not clear, that you don't really understand, please do not hesitate to ask me a question in the comment section, and I'm going to respond to that. So a quick disclaimer before I go down to what I'm here to film today. I am not an agent. I'm not an immigration agent. I don't work with IRCC. Everything I share on my videos are based on my own personal experience, and maybe the experience of also my friends that also moved here to study in Canada. And yeah, I'm not an agent, and I don't have any affiliation with IRCC. So everything here is 100% based on experience, okay? So every document I have here, if you see me looking down, I have a book here. So this book, I use this jotter to jot down all the documents, like all the documents I was submitting. As you guys can see, they have ticks by this side. Yeah, they have ticks by this side. So this was when I was gathering my documents, and what I did was that anyone I get, I just tick it off the list, and I didn't know I was going to get here at the end of the day. So if you see me looking down, just know that I'm looking at my list, and this is like pure, no adulteration. From the very beginning, this was what I gave my agent to submit, and also part of the things here were also the documents they also requested of me to submit, you know, to back up some of the things I said in my SOP, in my statements of purpose. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my list, okay? So the first document I have on my list here is data page of my international passport. The second document is my admission letter. So when I gained admission, my school sent me an offer letter. I submitted that too. The second one is my tuition deposit. Like I mentioned in my last video, when I got my admission, my school asked me to pay a deposit of 1,000 Canadian dollars to, you know, to reserve a seat in the program. So when I paid that 1,000 Canadian dollars, they sent me a receipt of that 1,000 Canadian dollars. So during my visa application, I uploaded it. I also mentioned it in my SOP, telling the visa officer, okay, I already have a seat in the program, and I have a seat by paying 1,000 Canadian dollars, and I also have a receipt of that 1,000 Canadian dollars. So that is the tuition deposit receipt I'm talking about. Another document I submitted was my SOP. SOP means statements of purpose, study intent, study plan. In this SOP, I normally, as I always call it, I call it a composition about yourself. In your SOP, this is where you sell yourself. Like, it's more like your resume, like all your good attribute. I'm not saying don't put abstract things that don't make sense, like all the important things about yourself, why you are going to Canada, why you chose your school, maybe why you even chose the province you are going to, why did you choose Canada, why are you not going to the US, why are you not going to the United Kingdom, why are you not going to Switzerland, why are you not going to Kenya to study. You're going to pour your whole heart into that. Also, your SOP, you're going to be talking about who is your sponsor, what's your relationship with your sponsor, why you chose your course, why are you not doing that particular course you chose in your home country. So in your SOP, you kind of like sell yourself. I mentioned this earlier. If you want me to make a video of what was in my SOP, how I wrote my SOP, like everything in it without divulging like really personal information in my that was in my SOP, please let me know in the comment section, and I'm going to do just that. Another document that was submitted was my WAEC result. If you are not from Nigeria, maybe if you're from maybe any other country that is not maybe West Africa or maybe Africa, WAEC means West African School Certificate Exam. It means your high school transcript, your high school results. Another document that was submitted was my university transcript. I submitted my university transcript because at the time I did my application, my certificate wasn't ready. If you have your university certificate, you can attach it. Okay, you can attach it as your university result. Another document I submitted was my birth certificate, my sponsor's birth certificate. So I have something to say about the birth certificate. For example, if your sponsor is your sister or maybe your aunt that used to have the same surname with you but do not have it anymore, maybe because they got married or maybe because they changed their name for some reason, what you should do is that to back up that this person is related to you, you should try and submit a change of name, maybe a change of name affidavit stating that this person used to have the same surname as you, and maybe the person got married. Okay, this so that it doesn't like raise any suspicion of the visa officer. Do you understand? Another document that was submitted was bank statement, my sponsor's bank statement. So when you are submitting your bank statement or your sponsor's bank statement to show proof of funds, you don't print the whole bank statement like the way our banks send us bank statements every month. That's like a lot of pages. So what you do is I go to the bank and you tell them that you want my bank statement certificate. So what your bank will do is that your bank will send that my bank statement certificate straight to IRCC. So you tell them it's for visa processing instead of sending the whole long list, because the visa officer has no patience to start flipping through all those pages to check, oh, 1 naira entered this month, oh, 15 and later entered next another month. So that you just submit, go to your bank, tell them you want my bank statement. Okay, so that was what was submitted in my own case. Then I also submitted my own personal bank statement. Remember, I told you guys in my last video that I did a gift deed, so some money was gifted to me. So what I did was that I got a gift deed document which was notarized in court, and I took that gift deed document plus my own bank statement showing the reflection of that money that was gifted to me in my account, so which was also notarized in court. So that is my own bank statement, which is like just my own bank statement, and my sponsors my bank statement certificate. I hope that makes sense. Another document that was submitted was affidavit of disclosure. So affidavit of disclosure is basically an affidavit. This is the amount of money, or you're trying to disclose something that was gifted to you. So in my own case, I was gifted money. So my affidavit of disclosure just basically stated that, okay, this is the person that is gifting me the money. It's not the same as gift deed. This is different. So it basically disclosed the amount of money or the gift that was given to me. So the passport photograph of the person that gifted me the money was on one side, on one end, right? So my own passport was on the right. So that is the affidavit of disclosure. So for my sponsor's bank statement, I submitted a 6-month bank statement stating that this particular money has been in the account for this particular period of time, which is 6 months, and it also showed inflow and outflow of money entering the account. So yeah, this is, I think on the IRCC website they said bring a bank statement of 4 months. I'm not so sure about it. Maybe you guys just check IRCC website, but the one I submitted was a 6-month bank statement. Another document that was submitted was reference letter from my sponsor's bank. So this reference letter was basically my sponsor's bank stating that, okay, this so-and-so person has had an account with us for this period of time, and this is how much the person has been able to save in this account. Money enters this account as like at this interval. So this is what that reference letter was all about. Another document that was submitted, that I submitted, was police clearance certificate. So back in Nigeria, was living in Abuja, and I went to the police headquarters in Asokoro, and I went there to do a police clearance get a police clearance certificate. I did mine for, I think they charged me 15,000 naira to do that. But I spoke with someone last week, and the person told me that I'm filming this video in 2023, so I spoke with someone last week, and the person told me that the police clearance certificate is now 60,000 naira. So things have really changed. So from the time I submitted my application in June 2022 till now, obviously things have changed, inflation and all that. So another document that was submitted was my passport photograph. Go to people taking passports, tell them they want to take a passport photograph for visa. I think it's a white background. I think mine was a white background, a color passport but a white background. Just tell them that it's for visa, and they already know the dimension to cut it when they already know the size of it. So another document is upfront medical. So this upfront medical was, now why is upfront is that before I submitted my study permits application, my agent asked me to go to IOM. IOM is, I can't remember the full meaning of IOM, but it's a place, it's like a hospital. That's where you go to do your medicals. So I did my medicals before my study permit application was submitted. So I did not wait till I got my visa before I did my medicals. Okay, so that is why it's called upfront medical. And I can't remember how much I paid. I think I paid a sum of 60,000 naira for that for my upfront medical. The next document here is my IELTS result. Yes, I wrote IELTS, and it's one of the documents I submitted. So I think you're supposed to have like a minimum overall band score of 6.5. I'm not so sure about this too, but I scored above that, and so the IELTS result was uploaded. So another document on my list here is my old passports, my old international passport showing travel history. So some people say that people get denied based on not having travel history. I don't know how true that is, but in all honesty, if you're someone like that don't have a travel history, please, I know people that are here that never went anywhere and they got their visa in one attempt. So if you don't have a travel history, you can still get your visa. I don't think not traveling should be a reason why someone can get denied, is it? If you have luxury of traveling, maybe you can decide to go to any ECOWAS country, Ghana, Cameroon, so you can like get like stamp on your passport, no problem. But if you don't have the luxury of doing that, or if you don't have the luxury of traveling to just for you to get stamps on your passport to prove travel history, please don't sweat it, just pray about it, and I'm sure God is going to make a way for you. So another document that was submitted was my volunteer flyer. So back in 2021, I did a lot of volunteering, and in one of those volunteering I did, they made a flyer for me with my picture. It was a medical outreach, so my picture was on the side and my name was on the other side. So I submitted that flyer stating that I can actually work without being paid. I have that good heart of helping people in need. That particular volunteering detail I submitted, I think we went to the IDP camp. It was when I went to the IDP camp. So I submitted the flyer. I also submitted a volunteer appreciation letter. So after the volunteering in that 2022, I think, yeah, this particular one, I got a letter from the volunteer, from the head of the volunteer group, appreciating me for coming out to volunteer. So I also uploaded that letter as a proof that I actually volunteered, because anybody can go to a graphic designer, or anybody even on Canva can just design a graphic of maybe just put details there that they volunteer. So I also added that volunteer appreciation letter to like back up the claim, or to back up the fact that I volunteered. Another document I submitted was my sponsor's work ID. Another document here is letter of consent. Letter of sponsorship and financial support is similar to it. The letter of consent just basically had also, like, it was written by my sponsor, it was typed by my sponsor, stating that, oh, this is who they are, this is why they are sponsoring me, and all of that. So that was what the letter of consent was all about, and they are consenting they are consenting to the fact that I'm traveling and they are willing to support me. So that was what the letter of consent was. Another document on my list here is my sponsor's international passport. Another one here is my family picture. Now, this is a good way to prove home ties, right? When even in your SOP, you're going to tell your visa officer, the visa officer, okay, I have X number of siblings, both of my parents are alive. So I also showed a family picture stating that that family picture was just me backing up the fact that, in as much as I stated that I have this number of siblings, look at them here, see them with your two naked eyes. I have this number of siblings and my parents are both alive. Okay, so it's also a way to prove home ties that I have people back home. And in one of the forms I'm going to be mentioning here in this video, in one of those forms, I think it was family information form, where I listed the names of all my siblings, their year of birth, their occupation, and where they live. So that is also a good way to prove home ties, that all my siblings are back in Nigeria. I don't have any of them in Canada and they are all alive. And if you don't have a recent family picture, please do not be anxious. Mine wasn't even recent. It was during my sister's wedding, which we took in 2012. That was what I submitted. But I'm not saying you should go and submit something that is black and white, that was taken in 1900. So just try and look for something that is at least something that you yourself can appreciate, something that you yourself can say, like, okay, this is recent. Okay, just let it not be something that is like black and white. Another document on my list here is my sponsor's letter of introduction. Another document on my list here is my sponsor's promotion letters. So if your sponsor is is a civil servant or works for the government, you need to submit, or maybe your sponsor is employed or your sponsor works for someone or works for an organization or works for anybody at all. So your sponsor should have a letter of introduction and also maybe promotion letters. If your sponsor have been promoted before, you should also include your sponsor's promotion letter. And also in that promotion letter, there should be like a list, like maybe a raise in salary. Maybe when your sponsor was employed, your sponsor was being paid 5,000 naira, and in their promotion letter, there should be like a raise. This is a way to tell your visa officer that your sponsor can be promoted in their place of work and their money can be raised. Their salary they can get a raise in their salary, and them getting a raise means that they can be able to afford to sponsor you in Canada. Okay, that is also a way to show that your sponsor is capable of sponsoring you. Another document on my list is affidavit of legitimacy affirmation. So this affidavit of legitimacy affirmation is an affidavit that I got. My agent asked me to get it. This particular document is not listed on the IRCC website. So this affidavit was an affidavit I got. It was basically my mom stating that she is aware, because my mom was not my sponsor. So she gave her consent, sort of stating that this Chiagozim Ezigwe is her daughter, and she is aware that Chiagozim Ezigwe is going to Canada to study nursing, and she is aware that my sponsor XYZ is sponsoring me. Okay, this is also to show that you are coming from a place, like the visa officer is being made aware through this affidavit that your parents are aware that you are going to study. You are not running away. You come from a place, you have people, so you have people that you are answerable to. That is also another way to prove home ties. Okay, so either of your parents can do that, your mom or your dad can do this affidavit of legitimacy affirmation. So it's just basically your picture is going to be on one side and your mom or your dad's picture will be on the other side of the affidavit. Then in the middle, the information will not be there. So if you go to court, they don't even need to be present. You can just take either of your parents' passport photograph, go there, and obviously your parents know that you're going to Canada, right? So go there and go to court or get a lawyer, do the affidavit, and you are good to go. You can decide to notarize it as far as it's coming from the court and it has the stamp from the court stamp on it. Nobody's going to question it. So another document I forgot this, I should have listed it after listing my sponsor's letter of introduction. But this document is called sponsor's confirmation of employment. So when my sponsor, after the probationary period, after my sponsor was employed, or I think this happens in all companies, they give you like a letter of confirmation to state that your appointment has been confirmed. You are now a permanent staff of the organization. So I also submitted that document. So apart from these other documents I listed, the other documents I also submitted was, which I printed off the IRCC website, was the questionnaire. Is on the IRCC website. You have to fill the questionnaire. Family information form, the one I told you guys that I listed all my siblings' name, their occupation, and their year of birth. I also submitted, there's this document called the Schedule 1 form and the study permit form. They are all on the IRCC website. So I downloaded them from the website and I filled these forms. Now, I have something to add here. There are other documents. These are the documents that I submitted, but there are other documents that I feel that would also help you in your study visa application. I didn't use these documents because I didn't have them, but if you have them, and these are like mistakes that people make, they may exclude them without knowing that they are supposed to add them. For example, maybe you are your own sponsor, or maybe your sponsor is not maybe a civil servant. Your sponsor has their own business. Please do not fail to add your sponsor's CAC document. CAC document is like company's registration documents. Do not forget to add that. Then also, if you're using like maybe a landed property as your home ties, you are saying that okay, this particular land was gifted to you by your mom, your dad, or maybe your uncle, please also add like valuation, or do like a valuation, get a valuation document of that property stating that this is the amount this particular property is worth. So this is more like, you can use it to prove home ties. You can also use it as a proof of fund, stating that okay, I have this particular land, and peradventure I run out of money in Canada, this particular property can be sold and the money can be sent to me to do what I want to do with it. Another document I think that is also important that you should add if you are using a sponsor that has a business is your sponsor's company's proof of transaction documents. Let's say your sponsor has like a biscuit company, you know, the proof of transaction, maybe inflow and outflow of how biscuits moves out, you know, that document, please make sure you submit it when you're doing your visa application. Now, I have something to chip in before I say bye. So another thing I want to say in this video is that when you're uploading your document, if you are doing it yourself or if you're using an agent, I've already talked about using an agent, right? Please, if you're using an agent, be informed. In as much as I used an agent, I still had information on how this whole document, where ABC should be, what XYZ is for. Make sure you have in-depth knowledge on how your application is going and what each document stands for. So on the IRCC website, right, when you are doing your submission, there's a part that says supporting documents. So please, there's a reason why that place is called supporting documents. Submit as much document as possible. There is nothing like too much, please, and make sure the documents you're submitting are not jargons. Like, make sure you're submitting relevant documents that you know is going to help you in your application. Another thing I want to also chip in is that anything you are saying in your SOP, make sure they are real and make sure you have a document for it. So this is why it is important to utilize that supporting documents parts of the application, like on the IRCC website, so that although maybe you say my sponsor is working for ECOWAS, and on the IRCC website there is no place for you to add your sponsor's letter of introduction. I don't think so. It's in that supporting document part they are going to add your sponsor's promotion letters, letter of introduction, sponsor's work ID card. That is where you're going to chip in all those things. Okay, please do not make the mistake of not putting an SOP. In as much as on the IRCC website they said the SOP is optional, please, that is the most important document in my opinion. That is the most important document, because I don't know if this is for just Nigeria, but I know that in Nigeria and most countries there is no physical interview. So it's in that SOP that you're going to sell yourself to the last. That is where you're going to pour your heart. That's in short, it's in that SOP that you're going to tell them that, see, this Canada is for me and I'm going there in the mighty name of Jesus. So I think I've come to the end of this video, and if you guys have any other thing, if you guys have any question, please do not hesitate to ask me in the comment section. And I'm going to go now, and I wish you guys all the best. For everyone that is planning to come to Canada come this 2023, please make sure you start your application early. If you're trying to come in September 2023, please make sure that if you've not gotten admission yet, you will get in the mighty name of Jesus. If you've gotten, please make sure that you're already gathering your document to submit for your study permits application, please. And I wish you guys all the best, and take care of yourself. Bye guys. I know you guys enjoyed this video. Please do not hesitate to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. Please subscribe to my channel. Please help me grow. Have you subscribed? How can you get all this information and the Spirit of God is not ministering to you to subscribe? Click the subscribe button. Subscribe now, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye.